Hi guys, today I will show you how to install Redis on Ubuntu. On the top left you should see the menu, and from there you will type terminal emulator to search and find the terminal emulator which will be used to compile Redis. To begin with, you need a place where to store the files for compilation. Usually I use the directory src directly in my home directory. In the case of your computer, you may want to use some other location. That's not a problem really. As you can see here, I am directly on my home directory normally. If you want to make sure, you can always use the command pwd, which will give you the current location where you are at. Let's try that here. So here you can see we are really on the home directory. That's actually mine. So usually I put my stuff in src. So we're gonna, you can create the directory. If it exists already, then it will simply give you an error, but that's not really important. So as you can see, we got the src directory. I'm going into it, and then I already download Redis in this case, but in our case we will do the download, so we switch to Chrome or whatever. You can use Firefox, and we go to redis.io. That's the home page of Redis. From there on, we will click on the downloaded, which is the latest stable release. You click on it, and then you can get the files downloaded on your download directory locally. When that is done, you can, as you can see, yes, it's re-downloaded. You can switch back to the terminal or terminal emulator, and now we have to unpack the files, but just to make sure, we can look if it's really in there in download file and download directory. And as you can see, there's really a Redis. There's actually two. Now we use the tar -z xvof to actually extract the file, the Redis, into inside our src directory. When that is done, we can do ls just to make sure that everything is there. We do cd Redis to go into it, into the directory where Redis is at. Then the next step is basically to install, to compile it. Just as a good matter, we will open the files, install, and from there we see that, we have to look at the README file. So let's open it again. From there we can read a little bit, and we can see from there that if you have a 32-bit system, you should actually use make 32 bits, which will be very unlikely that you use that. Then later on we can see that it is recommended to use disk clean. So I would recommend really that you always do a make disk clean before you compile Redis. So let's do this. We do make disk clean first. And then we proceed with make. As you can see, it's not a usual Linux program. There is no configure script. Let's compile. Make will compile everything. So now that we compile Redis, as you can see, it is recommended to do make test. So let's just do that. Type make test. Then press enter. This is going to take quite some time, so you can actually skip forward if you're not really interested by the hotspot of the command. But if you get anything with a fail, you should probably be worried. But otherwise, if everything is okay, you can just ignore all this information. All right, very nice. As you can see, all the tests has been passed by this green writing up there. And of course, the next step, we will start it actually. That's quite simple. The Redis binary is directly in SRC Redis server. So all you have to do is to actually execute it. You just have to type exactly the same command as it show here, src./src/redis server. Then as you can see, we got it to run. You can see there's a couple of warning message concerning the kernel, but you don't have to worry about it, especially if it's only for playing around. And especially if you have a newer kernel, that's very likely that you will get exactly those error message. And one important things that is shown here is actually where or what in which port Redis is actually listening to. Now let's open a new tab, Ctrl+T normally. Then we type telnet localhost, and now what's missing or what we need is actually the port that we saw earlier. We just have to switch back the tab if you forget it, and there you go. You can see that the port is 6379. We just have to complete our command with this port number, as you can see. All right, telnet localhost 6379. And that's just to test it really, so you can use directly with telnet. All right, we are in. As you can see, it is connected. So there's certainly something listening to that port. Let's test. Let's see. All right, get is the command to get the value of a key. Here I'm testing Vlad. All right, I got the result. Now let's try to overwrite that key by something else. Let's say Hulo. Press OK. All right, answer. All right, let's see if it's really that. Get Vlad. All right, Hulo. So, and quit will actually exit the command. As you can see, everything worked perfectly fine.